What is up, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul family? If you are new to my page, you're new to my tribe, thank you, thank you, thank you for joining. If you don't know me, my name is Amy Louise Cash. I am your catalyst for truth. I am here to help women on their dating experience. I'm here to help women learn how to understand men. I'm also a really, really, really big stand for men. So if there's any men jumping on this live, hello, I love you, I see you. Thank you for joining. I'm going live on Instagram and Facebook right now. So if you see my eyes shift, it's just because I'm trying to focus on both screens at once. So like I was saying, I'm here mainly to bring a message to the women today. However, if you're a man and you watch this, I highly invite you to watch this if you are a man, because you will always take something away. You will always learn something about women from watching these lives, watching and listening into what I have to say. What I share is not the truth. It's my own truth. It's all come from my own experiences. It's all come from what I see some of my students, my clients, my friends go through, what I've been through myself. So if you're jumping on this live, thank you for being here right now. Send me some love across the screen. You guys know I love the love. And if you are watching the replay, please hashtag replay. Feel free to reach out at any point to me, comment below, whatever you need to do. I'm totally here to connect. So again, I'm Amy Louise Cash. I'm a women's catalyst for truth. I'm here today to bring a message mainly for the women, but also I know the men will get something from this. I'm also a really big stand for men. I love men, I admire them, I adore them, and I'm really inspired by men. So I'm here to help women get to a place where they feel the same way, and where they can get to this place where they can literally say those words that I just said and see men in a different way. So thank you for being here. Now, the reason I'm going live today is because I'm doing a series. It's called the Singles Series. And with the Singles Series, this is like a 10-part series. This is episode number 3. And this episode is all about how to get over a guy you never dated. Now, this is like, I love this topic so much. It makes me laugh because, like, I have been, like, literally this person that I've had a crush on so many guys, like, throughout my life, and it hasn't been reciprocated. Like, so many of those times I've had like all these crushes on all these different men, and a lot of the time, like probably 90% of the time, they haven't been reciprocated. And I literally couldn't count on my fingers or my toes how many times that has happened, because it's like a lot. So it makes me laugh, this topic, because like I'm coming to you with my own experience, and also just, you know, I've been doing my own research on this and like talking to other women. I've also been talking to men about their experience, and I've just been getting some like really juicy like goodness. So I'm really excited about this live. Firstly, before I go any further, I'm just going to quickly say hello to who I see on the screen. I see Cassie, James, Reese, Jay Luck Glover, hello, Alicia, Elizabeth, Scotty. Thank you for being on. And then on Insta, I see Lisa, Brianna, Artie. That's all I can see so far. So let me know if you're write comments, do whatever you need to do. If I miss the comment, I totally will come back and find it later. But thank you for being here. And if you will, please help me to help more people by, if you're on Facebook right now, please just hit the share button so that we can spread this message. Tag your single friends in this. Like, literally tag your single friends. Like, this is what the single ladies need to be hearing. And I'm really like adamant about that, because I really want to help them. Now, this topic of how to get over a guy you've never dated, like, it's like such a big thing, and it's so crazy. Like, in my friend circle at the moment, I have like quite a few friends that are literally going through something like this, and they're like, you know, what do I do? Like, what is the thing? And like, how do I get over him? Or like, why doesn't he like me? And like all these stories going around in their head. And I'm going to like really dive into that. But what I'm going to cover today is 4 things. How to get over a guy you've never dated. I feel like there's 4 parts to this. So the first part being obsessive looping. There's a thing called obsessive looping. So I'm going to like really dive into that with you guys. It excites me so much. The fear of rejection, wanting to try and control everything within the process. And I believe that it's really healthy of us to date more than one person at once. So I'm going to like dive on into this with you guys. And please, if you have any questions along the way, please, just send them through and I will try and get to them. Now, the first thing I like to sit in, and I sit in this with myself a lot when I meet someone that I might have a crush on, or, you know, see some potential in, or like maybe see something in, but it's not being reciprocated. I really look at it and I think to myself, like, okay, what do I want to romanticize? Like, do I want to romanticize someone from afar, someone that isn't in my like vortex right now, somebody who hasn't shown interest or isn't showing any interest in me? Or do I want to romanticize on the actual reality of life and what life actually is right now? So, you know, the days of me getting excited about someone who isn't excited about me are done. Like, I don't want to put my energy into somebody who doesn't want me. Like, as soon as I find out that they don't really want me, it kind of kills it for me. And I'm like, okay, well, why would I put my precious energy into something that, you know, I can see, or I've been like, they've expressed to me like, hey, like, I just want to be your friend, or hey, I'm not into you. Or maybe just like the signs, like the energetic signs are showing me that that person's not into me. Do I want to romanticize about that being something maybe in the future? Or do I want to like really look at the reality of life now? Doesn't mean that something won't ever happen with that person, because maybe it will. But it's like coming back to reality and like the here and the now. So that's the first thing I sit in. Like, do I want to romanticize on someone from afar, or the reality of right here, right now? Okay. Now, let me just check. Who have we got on? We've got Reese. I know the feels. Elizabeth. Hi, Amy. Hello, my love. Nikki Madden's on. Poppy's on. Hi, Amy. So good. Thank you for joining, guys. And on here we have Fixed on Food. Hello. All right. So the obsessive loop. All right. So we all fear rejection. If you're a human being, if you are a human being living on this earth right now, you and me, we all fear rejection. It's a thing. It's actually a real thing. And so obsessive looping. This is when the guy or the girl, like whichever situation you're in, is taking up a lot of space in your head, when really they should just be taking up like a little blip. Like, they shouldn't be taking up all the space in your head, just a little tiny bit. But when we obsessive loop, that person is like taking up a lot of space in our head, and it's like we just can't let them go, and we keep like replaying the interactions in our head, the things he said to us, the love heart emoji he sent to us, how he commented on our picture. We're like in our head, like trying to work out how to make him like us, or what the conversations were we had, like replaying them over and over again, like the small moments we shared. Why doesn't he like me? Like, we're constantly looping around and around, like trying to figure out, like actually trying to figure it out. And newsflash, public service announcement, we're never going to be able to figure it out. Literally, we're never going to be able to figure it out, because he's going to be doing him and you're doing you. You are not in his head. You don't know what's going on for him. You don't know what he's thinking, what he's feeling. You don't know any of that. And we never will unless they express that to us. And when we're in this obsessive looping, when we're going back and forth and we're obsessively looping with this situation, this scenario, and allowing it to take up all this space in our head, it's basically a symptom of wanting to be in control. Like literally wanting to be in control. And if you're anything like me, I love to be in control. Like for real, I really love to be in control, and it's totally been like my work with myself where I've had to come up against that a lot, and literally in the last week I've had to do it in ways of my health, and I was really unwell, and it was really hard for me to be with that, and I just wanted to feel better so I could work, but I had no control. I literally had no control of when I would start feeling better, and it was driving me insane. And it's the same thing when we're in this dating world, you know, when we're obsessively looping, we're wanting to be in control. And it just makes me laugh so much because we're not in control. It's like one of the areas in life that we literally have pretty much zero control over. They will be themselves and we cannot control it at all, like for real. So what we try to do along this process is we try to pack and unpack all of it in our minds, like in and out of like little tiny boxes, and you know, we're always talking about it and making up imaginary conversations and fixating on it in our own mind. And it's exhausting. Like it's literally so freaking exhausting. Like think about it. In your life, where have you done this? Literally, where have you done this in your life? For me, I've done it so many times, and it's so exhausting. Like, it's not something I want to do, and it's also something that I still do unconsciously, you know, and I have to really pull myself up on it and be like, hey, you're obsessively looping again. Like, check yourself. So when we obsessively loop, we go through all the things. This is what it can be like. It can be like, why doesn't he want to be with me? Is he with another girl? Did I do something wrong? He's intimidated by me. Like all the things. Well, he said this, but what did he actually mean? Did he mean this? Am I only into him because he's not into me? Like all these things come up for us. Maybe I come on too strong with him. Maybe I was too full on. Maybe I wasn't full on enough. How do I really feel? But why would he have said that? What's his zodiac sign? Maybe I can work it out from his zodiac sign. I've literally been that person. I'm like, he's a Gemini? Oh my God. So think about it. Like, think where you're obsessively looping. Is there a guy in your life right now? Is there a girl in your life that you're literally obsessively looping over? And is that working for you? Like, is that working? Because all of this is trying to control the situation. It's trying to figure out what's going on for him. And going over and over these details and obsessively looping, there's only one thing that can help you with this, and that is to pattern interrupt yourself. And, you know, firstly, it's like being aware that you're actually doing it. And it's really great to have like friends, because as women, we talk to our friends a lot, and it's really great to have friends in your life that you can talk to, and they can help you and be like, hey, you're doing that thing again where you're trying to work out, you're trying to figure it out. And ladies, just so you know, I'm a human and I do this. I have friends that are like, Amy, that's a story. Amy, that's a story. Maybe so, maybe not. You don't know. Neither do we. Only he knows. And it's like, I have to pull myself up against this too. And the only way we can get through this is to pattern interrupt. So the benefit is that by pattern interrupting yourself, you can you can literally create space in your life. Like you get to create like real space in your life and distance between you and the situation. And what you need to do to pattern interrupt is many things. It's like, firstly, you have to see like where your obsessions are with it. And so maybe for you, it might be like, stop watching his stories on Instagram, Facebook. Bring the focus within, like come back to yourself, start doing the inner work on yourself. When you go out, instead of going out and being like, I'm going to go out and meet some men tonight, like go out and be like, I'm going out to have fun tonight with my friends. Like I'm going out to have a good time with my friends. That's my intention. Instead of your intention being, I'm going out to find a man, or I'm going out to like, I have to look good because what if I see him when I go out? Like, what about bringing it within and like doing the things that you do through life for you? So doing the inner work, getting clear on your standards. I can't stress enough to you like how important it is to get clear on your standards. I'm just going to stop for 1 second and say hello. I see Gary. I see Wantunga. I see Shari said, Lana, watch this on replay tonight. Hell yeah. This was so me in my head yesterday. Yes, Elizabeth. Andrew, Lloyd, Lena, hello. Nikki, loving this. Lena said hello. Elizabeth said, maybe I wasn't full in. Yep. So me right now, and no, it's not serving me. Perfect. Great realization. Been ages since I caught one of your lives. Well, you're on now. Erica, hello, my lady. Lena, amazing. So we have on here, we have Terrell, hello. Indivara Yoga. It's Lauren from Bridge. Oh, hey, my love. I'm like, how do you say that? Okay, so standards. Like literally, I cannot express how important this is. And, you know, so often, like I work with women and I talk to women about this exact thing. And I'm like, oh, do you know what your standards are? And a lot of women are like, oh yeah, I know what my standards are. And I'm like, okay, but do you really? Let's have a look. And so we start looking at the standards, and what we find out is that they have no freaking clue what their standards are. Like no clue at all. Now, this is something we work on in my Calling in Your King program. And it's been like one of the most favorite modules of the students that have been through this program, because they've come out knowing what they want and need in a partnership. And this is so powerful. Like I can't express enough how powerful it is. Erica, actually, that's just jumped on this live, I'm not sure if she's still on here. She is one of my best friends, and she's also a great coach, and she comes into my program and works on this with the women. So it's super powerful. And if you want more details on that, hit me up at the end. So ladies, with the obsessive like looping, I want to bring something into this space, and I bring this in because it's been like one of my own learnings for myself, is to hold off on sleeping with somebody. Like for a woman, when we are sexually intimate with somebody, we are instantly emotionally connected to them, and it's slightly different for a guy. So we form feelings way faster. So as a woman, as soon as we sleep with somebody, like have sexual intercourse with somebody, it instantly forms an emotional connection for us. And like it's much easier for us to like fall for somebody in that way once we've had that sexual intercourse. And another thing just to know is that when we sleep with somebody, when we have sex with somebody, we then carry their energy with them, with ourselves, for 3 weeks after. So just keep that in mind. And I bring that into this space because maybe that can be a new standard for you. And this is something I'm working on personally. If you haven't seen the post I just put up like a couple of hours ago, please go over to my page and have a look at it. It's really powerful. I used to be a woman that would sleep with men on the first time, like that I meet them, whether it's a date, whether it's I meet them out, like whatever it is. I used to be this person that would sleep with them on the first time. Now, it's taken me some really, really, really hard work to not do that anymore. And sometimes I still fall into that. And I had this deep-seated belief that if I didn't sleep with them on the first date, then they wouldn't like me anymore. And I also had a deep-seated belief from a sexual trauma back in my teenage years that if that I was only good enough for men for one thing, being sex. So I've had to do like a lot of deep work on this and like really go within and work on that within myself. And over the years, I've been able to get like really, really clear on my standards. And now I've come to this place where I know what I want, and I also know what I deserve, and I know where my work still is, and I'm calling in my own king right now, and I'm on this journey of like calling him in, and I'm super freaking serious about it. And I'm still coming up against my things along the way. So I'm human. I have my shit. I'm not perfect by far from it. So standards, like think about, like, are you wanting the guy that just messages you late at night or on the weekend? Or are you calling in a king? And I talk about a man versus a boy. Are you wanting a man that goes the extra mile and really makes an effort because he wants to get to know you? Like he actually wants to get to know you. Not just on the weekends and not just late at night. So, like, think about it. I feel that it's really good to look at, like, what is the end result you want to create? Like, is it a powerful partnership, somebody you can commit to and, like, go the extra mile with? Or is it just to have a little bit of fun? Because that's okay too. But really to look at, like, what is your result that you're wanting to create? And then looking at what's in your way of that right now. Like, is it you in your way? Are you continuously selling yourself short? Are you continuously settling with the guy that just calls you on the weekends? You know, because maybe you are settling for less than what your heart truly wants. You know, and sometimes we need support to help us through that, to really hold a mirror up to you and be like, hey, this is what you're doing. This is ineffective. This is where this is where your work is. This is where you get to step up in your own life. So this can all be like a really weird mess. Like all this like obsessive looping can be a super big mess. And you can step away from it. You can step away from the mess and you don't have to focus on it. You get to come back within and do that work so that you can come out like a stronger person, a stronger woman who knows what she wants and is so clear in that and doesn't bend on her boundaries and her standards. Now, one thing I want to bring into this space, and I was like, do I bring this up on the live or do I not? But I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm bringing this up because I like to be real and raw and like go all in. I'm just going to pause for a sec and I'm going to see who has jumped on. Julia, Reese, lack of standards and expectations of what it is meant to be can kill the relationship. Absolutely. Luke, Jason, hello. We have Alexander Waters, hello. Julian, hello. Thank you for joining. Okay, so the last thing I want to bring into the space is, as a woman, we say if we meet a man, and I speak from my own experience, when I meet a man and say if I have a real connection with that man, I'm like, dang, I really like him. And then as soon as I know that I like a man, I don't even want to look anywhere else. Like I have no intention of looking anywhere else. I don't want to look anywhere else because I know I like that guy. Like no other guys interest me because I like that one guy. Now, this can be really unhealthy, and this can be sometimes how we get ourselves into the obsessive looping. So what I have shifted and what I've played with and I've tried on is dating a few guys at once. Like say 3 or 4 guys at once. Now, when I say dating, I don't mean I'm going out and I'm having sex with every guy. Actually, not having sex with any. But I'm going out and I'm dating and I'm like learning about this man and I'm learning about this man and I'm learning about myself in the whole process. I'm learning what I do want. I'm getting even more clear on my standards. Like, I might go on a date with this man and he does something that I'm like, oh, that didn't feel good for me. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to add that to my standards. Like, I'm getting clearer and clearer and clearer on what I really do want and what I don't want. And within that, like, there's, say there's like, maybe I'm like dating like, say 4 guys. Maybe I really like one and I know that. And then it shows me that like, hey, I get to choose. As a woman, I get to choose. And I wanted to bring this up because as women, so often we go on a date and we're like, is he going to choose me? Is he going to choose me? Like, am I going to be good enough for him? And that's bullshit. I want you guys, like you women, sorry, not you guys. I want you ladies, I want you women to take yourself out on dates and go, I wonder if I'll choose this guy. I wonder if he fits with my standards. I wonder if he's going to fit into my life, instead of being like, oh, is he going to choose me? Am I good enough for him? Like flipping that around, because you're so good enough. You're worthy, you're lovable, you're beautiful, you're amazing. And, you know, you get to choose. It's your choice. So by dating like a few guys at once, it also gives you the opportunity to not obsess on one. Like, it gives you the opportunity to like explore and learn. And this is really healthy. So like, try that. See how that feels. And it just takes your mind so much off the one person. So I wanted to bring that into the space. I'm just going to recap. So how to get over a guy you never dated. Obsessive looping. Catch yourself when you start doing this. Ask your friends to catch you. Notice when like the fear of rejection comes up, and notice that when you're doing the obsessive looping, it's just a form of trying to control the situation, which you have zero control over. So remember that, like, oh, I have no control. I'm making up stories right now. I need to just surrender. How can I shift? How can I pattern interrupt? How can I shift my focus right now inwards? How can I love on myself instead of like needing to fill a void with a man? And start dating more than one guy. Like, get yourself out there, start dating more than one guy. Maybe guys do the same thing if you have this problem too, because we're all human. We all go through things like this. So really, you know, play around, like explore for yourself. And women, like, I just highly invite you to just be careful of who you share your sexual energy with. Like, be really careful. This is all lessons I've learned myself. And I say this because I care and I love you, and I want the best for you. And I know as a woman, when we share our sexual energy, sometimes it can really damage our self-worth. And then it takes even more work to build that back up. Trust me, I have completely been there. I've like annihilated my self-worth before. So anyway, I love you guys. And please, again, if you're on this live, if you're watching the replay and you got some value from this, please hit the share button so you can help me to help more women. Tag your single friends in this. Like, really tag all of your single friends. Hey, Virginia. Also, for the ladies, if you got value from this and you took something away from this and you want to dive deeper and you want to really find out what you want and need, you want to really like get to the core of like why you do this obsessive looping, and you want to really prepare yourself for a powerful partnership, I'm inviting you to apply for my program, Calling in Your King. It starts in 3 weeks. It's a small group of women. We dive super deep. It's an 8-week program, extreme value. And yeah, it's just, I don't even have anything more to say because it's just amazing. So if you would like to know more about that, I'm going to drop the detail in the comments on Facebook. On Instagram, the link is in my bio. All right, I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful day/night. Peace out.